Good evening, YouTubers, and YouTube consumers, and consumers of action figures, lovers of toys. I have 3 packages. Well, one's a package, and the other 2 are action figures that were in my to open pile for their parts. So, without any further ado, let's get into that. First thing I want to open up is this. Oh yes. Where did this come from? From Shelter Grove Road in Fort Worth, Texas. Alright. So I'm not gonna say what it is because I like to be dramatic. Interesting. I don't know if this picks up. Can you see in the tape? Can you see all the cat hair and dog hair? Only under the tape. You see that? Some kind of animal hair. And only on that one side. Interesting. What would Sherlock Holmes have to say about that, I wonder? Well, obviously, it was laying on the ground when he put that piece on. Interesting box. That's what she said. Okay, yeah, it has a weird end on it. See? Goes in there, but it also goes in here. Interesting. It doesn't look like it opens like a normal box. Well, there's this. Well, you can't see that side. I'm going to cut that side. I guess I'll do it right here. Gotta be careful when you do this, though. You could very well cut your chest or the item inside. And I will go grab another example of this character from which to compare. But of course it's a Masterverse figure. Yes. This is pretty decent care given to packaging it. I do wish though, well, I opened my Masterverse, but yeah, I'm always going to complain about tape because this puts pressure and I have to pull. It makes you wreck the box. Wreck the box. But yeah, it makes you destroy your box. So luckily for me, I'm probably going to open this one and then buy another one to keep in a box later. But this first one I'm totally going to open. Sorry about that. This is just annoying. Annoying. This is bananas. Okay. No, it doesn't want to give. Yes, it is the new Eternia Beastman. Look at that face. That's a cool face. I wonder what kind of stuff comes with it. Look at the belt. Interesting. Interesting. So hold on a second. I'm going to go, because I forgot to bring Beastman out here before I started the video, but it's okay, I'll cut it. There's this Beastman. This Beastman, who I like a lot. He even has like some Beastman sort of armor, but you don't have to use that. He also has like a bear head. It looks like one of those Jane Cobb hats, you know, where it's like a stocking cap with things that cover your ears with 2 pieces and you can tie it. But only this one's made out of the head of a bear, and it has flaps. Kind of like that character in the old animated fantasy movie Fire and Ice. So you can customize your Beastman how you like, but I like putting the fur on him. This comes off. See, underneath that he's got traditional looking Beastman armor. I think it's pretty cool. Now there is another Masterverse Beastman that has like a braided, two braided things in his beard, and he's a lot less muscular. He's a little, I don't know, I don't like him. He's kind of lame. So I didn't buy one, and I'm probably never going to buy that one. So you got this Beastman. So let's compare him to our other Beastman we just got. So, without any more drama. Oh no, there's something on the tip of my cut. Oh, there we go. There was something on there. It was bothering me. The autism. Things are not as they should be. This upsets us. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy this. But I mean, let's take a good look at the box art. There's the other Beastman with a braided beard. That's kind of what he looks like. Then there's our good pal Beastman. So I don't know who this third Beastman is supposed to be. This one I just showed you with the hairy shoulders. All right, so we got this part. Now we have one of these. Wink. Wink. What's in there? Ah, it's a trap! Okay. It's just his whip. Yep. That's all that's in there. Lame. But this whip looks way cooler than any whip he's ever come with. Look, it tapers. You could probably, if you were like 10 years old, you could whip your little sister with it. But it's rubber. Boing, boing. It has a nice pearlescent quality to it. I don't know why this helps. Something about the camera straining against the dark background. But it's got this chromatic, pearlescent, sort of bronze, sort of copper, but a nice handle. I mean, look at the detail. That's really cool. Really cool. A lot better than the other one that looked like he's holding a megaphone. I don't know why they built that way. Nice. It's about it's a little bit more than a foot long. It's probably like 14 inches long. 13, 14 inches long. There. Okay. Yes. He has keeper inners. So let's see if I can help you enjoy cutting these. Even though a lot of times I forget to hold things up. Oh, that one went flying. Hope the cat doesn't find it later. And, oh, look, see, this one's halfway. No, it isn't. I was about to say it's halfway under the plastic, but it's not. If you press really hard, most of the time you'll get more than 50% of it, and a lot of times that's all you need. See, that one came right out. Get this one on the arm. Try again to get the rest of it. Is there any others? No, I think we got them all. Here's the fun part. Popping them out. Popping him out. So, I'm just gonna pull that out. That's got a nice pearly metallic kind of look to it. I dig it. Again, seems to have the exact same hand wrappy piece, but solid. That's solid, and anyone can hold that. Okay. All right. So here's Beastie. He seems to have this sort of Japanesey looking belt thing. Okay, the belt has that star in it, and the star belt I actually have a copy of. It comes with the Beastman. How do I describe him? Here it is. Here. I've painted it, but I'm probably going to paint it back its original color. This star belt comes with this Beastman, the Lords of Power Beastman. Mine is a little altered, but yeah, he's going to get flocked. He's a really nice red. It looks really orange in the camera there, but this guy's red as red can be. He's brick red. I don't get what's going on. I have all my settings turned all the way up on this camera. But yeah, so this beastie, he's got a little vambrace. That's soft yellow rubber. Probably pops right off after you take his hand off. Pretty detailed looking hands. And the armor seems to be a reimagining of this armor. This is deluxe. Notice its qualities. Got the horns that go around him, it's fur, and then it's got this basic shape to it. So with this, he has a medallion, and the fur is molded now. I'm pretty sure this fur part comes off, right? Because there's the pops. Little puppy things. You can. I like his texturing. They didn't flock him, but like he's got the hair texture, which is just interesting and different. I hope when Stratos comes, he's kind of textured like that too. But he's got the makeup. Am I Beastman or a member of KISS? That's better. I imagine him talking like the Tasmanian devil. Why, Skeletor, hit Beastman with giant oak tree? Why do you smash Beastman in the head in the dark, dark cave? Anyway, that's a cartoon I saw one time, and you don't know. That's from Tasmania, actually. Ooh, I do like these arm bits. They're molded to his muscles more. This is hard. This is extremely hard, not pliable. This is also not very pliable. This is hard. This is hard. This whole thing is hard, but the band feels a little soft, and these feel really soft, like jelly shoes soft. And this is of course thin plastic, but I do like this. This is awesome right here. This is just a great figure. And he recently came out too. And of course he's got a nice weight. Really nice weight to him. So, mix and match. We'll see. I mean, this one is built, his musculature, he's built like the Hulk. In fact, let's explore this for a second. He's got a really clever hide to his how you secure. So this pops off. And then, I think this pops right over his head. Maybe you have to pull his head off. I don't know. I put it on like more than a year ago. What is stopping him? Oh, okay. This goes over one shoulder. That's what's stopping it. Like it is not open on both sides. I'll show you what I mean. It is a ring, but it doesn't need to connect on both sides. It's already connected here. So he kind of like has to take it off like a jacket. So let's look at his form. Tiny head. Tiny head. Beardy looking. I do like the spikes on his head. This armor is also very hard. And this is a little less hard, but still pretty hard. The belt is less fancy. I don't even really dig this pattern here. You know, He's a beast man. He wouldn't have some sort of developed culture, would he? He just rampages through the jungle. Wow, this thing's been changing shape because it's been in his hand for like ever since I got him. So it's been hanging there bent like that. Interesting. So I'm going to bend it the other way, and I'm going to take it out of his grasp. This one's coloration is different. I mean, if you can see, there's little specks of brown and black in there. I don't know if that makes it look real or not. Realer. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But it's a sort of yellow and brown. See, there's a little brown on the back of the joint there. But that one's kind of yellowish. Oh, they look about the same. One's got a specular on it, therefore it looks lighter. But yeah, he's got this bright orange underneath, but it looks like it's toasted with a little bit of a darker orange on top. It's more pronounced on his feet. If it wasn't for that shadow. See, on his feet. The darkness. The darkness. But at least he has like feet instead of those boot feet that the original Beastman had. So I'm gonna have to repose this guy. Put his weapons somewhere else, I suppose. Let's see what happens. Let's put them side by side. See what I'm talking about? Naked, his chest is bigger than this guy's with his armor on. But this guy's head is bigger. A lot more respectable. This one is more like, I don't know, he looks friendly. He takes care of his facial hair. He's wearing better clothes. I don't know, I still like this one more. They're both cool though, but I like this one more. I'm gonna have to get another one to keep in the box. Just because it's that sort of thing. I don't know what aspect of my mind, my neurodivergence it is, but like, it would look much better in its box sealed, right? It would just feel, but I posed these and put them on a shelf in the bedroom. I have 2 shelves, which are about, each shelf is about 2.5, 3 feet long. And the shelf thing itself has 4 shelves on it, but the bottom 2 have books and gadgets on them. And the top 2 are this stuff, Masterverse, and I have the collector from Origins on there. But maybe I'll take a picture of it and add it to this video. Yeah, so both Beastman are good Beastman. So he didn't come with extra hands, but this guy comes with extra hands. He's got these open hands, but he also has big fists that you just clock on there. I'm sure they'd fit either one. I bet all their parts are actually interchangeable. So mix and match to your heart's desire. Let's see what this guy looks like in the other Beastman's clothes. I'm curious now. I mean, this is really cool. Look at that. That is way cool. But let's see. Here he is. Without that, I'm gonna put this on him. So, okay. One arm goes in. Yang, 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 yang. If I can, there we go. One arm goes in like that. Then the head goes through. Yum, yum, yum. Something's wrong. Oh. The fur is completely independent. It's completely independent. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this again. Let's see what did I do wrong. First, let's make sure our fur isn't folded. It was folded in that case. Belt open. Let's put his arms out a little bit. Now on the side where it doesn't, see, it opens on this side. So on this side, we're going to string his arm through, right, while pulling this belt around forwards. And then the head goes in. Don't let the head take the fabric with it like last time. Pull that out. Don't just shove these things together. Secure it on the button on the back. Push it down over his other belt. All right. Let me style him for a second. I'm styling Beastman. There we go. An interesting look. You gotta you gotta pull it down there. An interesting look. He looks like a tree, doesn't he? It's because his upper body isn't as broad as the other guy. I mean, this dude's built like a tree. Doesn't look good on him, really. No wonder they changed his... They probably had this laying around like, what's it going to look like when we put that on? Oh, it looks like crap, so we'll make one. We'll make a molded one. Now I got to put these things back the way they were. That's always the worst part. That's the worst part. Putting things back the way they were. Sometimes it's an enjoyable thing to do. But, you know, I make messes when I make these videos, and then I throw all the garbage on the floor, because why would you want to watch me messing with that stuff? And then I clean up. So, refastening. That fastens really easily, too. I like that. Find the button, put the whole butt on the butthole, and just press. It pops through. Yeah, you know how to do this. I just like to do it. That's probably why I'm showing you in tutorial. But these are cool too. Notice how they are this sort of a cuff, which makes the bike stay where it needs to stay for the most part. On other Beastman, which I don't have one with his armor on, but let's take Cult of Beastman. This is a guy I'm kind of working on a little bit out of a Sunman figure. He's a member of the Cult of Beastman. So he's got that pattern on his face, right? He paints himself. He's got, you can't see it, he's wearing Beastman's armor, but these, the reason I was going to show you this is this armor will do this whole number, which you don't want. Got a rune on the shoulder. Got another rune on the other shoulder. Triangle in a circle. It looks real cool. But this armor came with the Stranger Things Vecna. See how it's a little odd looking and has a clock in the middle? This is the Stranger Things Vecna armor. And I'm like, we'll see what it looks like on this guy. Cult of Beastman. So we have Cult of Skeletor and Cult of Beastman. Maybe these things will catch on. Let's see if I can put him back where he was standing without knocking anyone else over. This is a game all by itself. There he go. He's standing up. Before I open my next two Origins figures, I want to show you progress on my what are we going to call it? The Slime Pit Zombie He-Man in the 7-inch. So this is the armor that he comes with that I altered a little bit with yellow-green and then put the Warhammer slime on it. And a little bit of my glow-in-the-dark slime, or glow-in-the-dark paint is glow-in-the-dark slime. And this is decent. This green and white are going to be your best colors. Red and blue are going to be the hardest to make bright. They just don't glow as long, especially red. It's so low on the low end of the light spectrum. Anyway, this is going to get more embellishments, some more color shift speaking of color shift, here are the new Slime He-Man's hands, which are green underneath and yellow-green color shift on top. I like the way they look. I just think it's a cool look. So there's the hands. Here is, first let me get his sword. This is a guy I'm putting together like out of a serpent, infiltrator, and a mosquito torso and a trap jaw or Cronus legs. Just, you know, this is 7-inch Masterverse Slime Pit He-Man's sword of justice. I'm proud of that. Oh, shite, it's got red on it. I have to paint over it. And this glows in the dark. The yellow parts do not glow in the dark, but the green completely glows in the dark. Oh, look, it's even got a little blob. Interesting little blob. That dark green glows in the dark. Here is his chest piece, his fonts piece, which is equal parts green glow in the dark and Warhammer Disgusting Slime. The Disgusting Slime looks more like slime. It's the lighter green, but it doesn't glow in the dark. And adding glow in the dark to a custom just makes it worth more. Makes it more valuable. Here is my man. He's yeah. There we go. That's his face. Any dark green glows in the dark. Yellow does not. But this time I learned from this guy. See his shoulders? You see that kind of cut up sort of look where the shoulder and body meet? That's from bending the arm on this axis. See that wrinkles? That's because I painted too much there. But it made sense to put paint there, right? Slime would be on your shoulders. However, it's an action figure, not a sculpture. So on this fella, I put the slime lower down, tried to keep it off of bridging two pieces. See, that's a job for the glue. Right now I'm doing an experiment since I have this glow-in-the-dark paint glows like the dickens, but it's white and milky, but it glows as green as this. So I'm thinking that I can paint with it and then go back over it with Data System Glow or Shamrock Green gemstone paint. That usually makes it look dark candy green. So I might try the Data System Glow, but so all the dark goop glows in the dark. All the dark blotch. It all glows in the dark. And this milky white stuff, it is inappropriate, glows like crazy. And there's only a line of it, so it looks like a glowing something or other in the dark there. So I need to put more on, of course. So I'm going to put a few more stripes of it and then color that green on top and see how it looks. However, I don't want to do that on my figure, right? Nice skin, ain't it? That's what that color shift does for you, buddy. That color shift. The color shift. Color shift in paint. Everybody got that color shift in paint. So, that's the color shift on the body. I'm going to have to take... having trouble. Yeah, these two. My Data System Glow, which if you'll reference a few videos ago when I made the digital computer program He-Man, and he has a Sunman head as well, so he can take either form for different purposes. But this is what you make the glowing circuitry out of. by painting outside the lines? Well, it's so clear you can paint directly on this white, and I bet you, you can make the white green and the white will still glow, even if it's reduced. The very worst thing that could happen would be you're reducing its glow to that of the green glow in the dark paint, which is still pretty good glow. Still pretty good. So that's my experiment. I have a little bit of it, that paint, on this shield in different amounts. I wanted to see how much of it would glow. I mean, you can see there's barely a little there. And as we go down, it gets thicker and thicker. So this is where I'm going to put the green and see what it looks like. But yeah, I haven't tested this yet. I'll probably do that when I'm done with this video. This video. Look that word up. Avidya. But yeah, cool sword. Now it's on par, right? It's on par. Oh, there's a cat hair. Sometimes the cat likes to jump up on my workstation area and lay down. She don't care that her hair will stick to things. So I'm having to hold them up to the light all the time and run a lighter over them and stuff. So that's Super Slime Dude. Let us open a couple more things. Why don't you? I said, why don't you? Alright. So, one thing I've been itching to open is this Turtles of Grayskull He-Man. Mostly because of the armor and the hood. That hood, oh, that looks pretty cool too. That hood, you can make a good ninja with that out of someone else. You know, you can make a pretty decent ninja. And this will give you a good He-Man head to use for anything you want. You got an extra He-Man body. And let's see what other kind of stuff comes in there, right? Stealth Ninja He-Man. I mean, good packaging. Not in bad condition. I don't really dig the Turtles of Grayskull Samurai Skeletor, though. I don't really... I actually will like him more than the Snake Skeletor with the big stupid helmet. Big red helmet. Well, that wasn't very secure. That just came right off. That might be useful, though. I could probably do something with that. Like fix the image in Photoshop, and then now I have the toxic bursting image, and I can reprint that. So, where does he break apart? Everyone breaks apart. Everybody breaks right there. Right where your heart is. So, normal breakage. This is probably just a He-Man that they threw in. Remove and swap parts. Removable parts. So here we have a comic. This feels thicker than normal. This is more than like 5 pages. This is like 7 pages, right? Let me count. 6 pages, I think. No. It's still 5 pages. I guess some of them have 4, but He-Man in his Stealth Ninja attire. There's Toxic Mutant He-Man. How can he exist in both forms? I think it's because Hordak slimes him, which turns He-Man into Mutant He-Man. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that because these are so short. You can read it yourself. It's a crossover. Sometimes crossovers are cool, but more often than not, they are not cool. And that is evident here. Okay, he's got some retainers that we need to unretain in a small space. So let's see if I can do it on camera. No, I can't. Man, I really can't get to that one. The angle is really bad. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to do this way I'm used to. What is this? Oh, it's because I have 2 pieces. What fell off? Oh, nice! A ninja mask. So cool. Ah! I found my ninja mask. I'm gonna wear my ninja mask as a wedding ring. Now me and He-Man are married. Okay. We got to destroy some retainers. Fortunately, this is thin, so I can manhandle it. Be careful though, you can slip. You can always slip and snip something you don't want to snip. So be very careful. Remember my failure. My failure. With the Battle Armor Skeletor. I thought I could open that with an X-Acto blade, and I cut like 1/4 of an inch into his shin. I folded the cut back onto the leg and put a little glue on there, and you can't tell it ever happened, but I know it. I still know it happened. I still know. Alright. So, okay, there's a sword. If He-Man's being a ninja, then why is he not using a ninja sword? And they made that so you would have to bend it to get it out. Same mold. This is the best mold of the sword, if you ask me. But, yeah, he's not using a ninja sword. Interesting. Interesting. All of this is soft rubber. Okay. So a pauldron like this would not just attach right here on your arm. That makes no sense. It would have a strip going across your chest as well, and maybe another one going across your belt line, because it needs to be held steady so that it doesn't do this. Now what good is it doing you? But underneath he's regular He-Man. Skin is a bit shiny. Look at that. It's very shiny. Very shiny. This part's less shiny, but the legs are pretty shiny, and so are the arms. And the cape is flexible, really flexible rubber. It feels way more flexible than the cape I have on Beastman or comes with King Randor. We can probably compare because I have a Randor I'm about to open. But I mean, this is all cool stuff. You can take all this off of him and make your own ninja character as someone else, and now you have a He-Man. You have a He-Man left over. A good one too. Like, I have yet to use this head to make a slime zombie He-Man, which I might very well do with this figure. But yeah, this is hard. This is soft. This is in between. This is very soft. And so is the ninja hood. Oh, interesting. The ninja hood has a slot in the back for the sword. But I'm trying to think who would make a decent ninja other than He-Man. I was gonna use my Rowdy Piper, but I painted on his face. So anyway, though, this is interesting looking. And then let's ninjafy him. Ninjafy. Yeah. You know what you can do with this? You could make a Scorpion or Sub-Zero sort of guy. Yeah, ninja. Pretty cool. But I know He-Man's not a ninja. Why would He-Man need to be a ninja? Why? What's gonna happen? You're gonna shoot arrows at him? Well, he's so fast, he won't let those arrows hit him. He'll probably do a backflip and get out of the way. Oh, you're gonna hit him with a sword? Well, that probably won't even break his skin because he's kind of like Superman. But nobody's yet to hit him with a sword. Oh, interesting. Look at this. This foot has exposed toes. Oh, He-Man's toes. Funny. So somebody got close. Took a shot. I'm gonna have to replace that foot then, if I want this to remain a coherent He-Man. But yeah, all the ninja stuff is coming off and gonna be another character's ninja stuff. And we have an extra sword. So just put him over here with his buddies. All right, one more, because we're in the spirit of not making these videos take all day. I got this Randor in the other deal, 2 for $10, so this was $5. And it's the interesting Randor. Do you notice a similarity here? Look at what he's wearing. Look at what he's wearing. And look at what this guy from Battle for Eternia is wearing. Does something look familiar? Does something stand out? I wonder what it is. I really like this one. So I'm going to turn that into something else. Because, yeah. This one didn't survive as well. Here's the back art. Skeletor and Randor with his holy staff. You know he wouldn't last very long. He's always needing someone to save him. Suddenly Randor's a fighting king. New. And Randor breaks at all the same points as most every other denizen of Eternia. Most of them. No, that's a good ninja. This is kind of dumb though. I hate the head. I mean, does this guy walk around looking up at the moon all the time? His eyes are on the top of his head, behind his upper teeth. And also don't have this character. I don't really see much of a reason to get her, because I have Eternian Goddess Tila, which is the same thing. But yeah, Serpent Siege. There's Randor and Slamurai doing the 80s brother. And Slamurai has ninja swords. Yes. This is when the snake magic was making Tila evil, I guess. Because Eternian Goddess Tila is green-skinned with no scales. And she wears a cobra hood. So, okay, there's one of those little gummy bands. So we're gonna nip that right away. Oh, look at the carnage! Everything fell. Luckily all this paint was dry, so. Now, we have to get under his cape and look for holder inners. And I don't see any, so hurrah for that. There are some on his wrists. More of those gummy rubber bands. So we're just gonna eliminate them now. All right. Now, interesting. So already I can see that this cape is cooler. Well, here's a copy on my oh, it's the same then. Yeah, this is my Blue Falcon, which is using just a plain old um, Randor cape, or slash what you call it, um, Paragon Warrior cape. I think that's where I actually got this one. I don't remember. But yeah, this also comes with Keldor in the Rise of Power, this cape. And these are the same. This one just has a little more spirit going on because of that band that was around it, which is fine. It looks pretty cool. Sets them apart. They feel the same texture and everything. So I'm pretty sure they're exactly the same. So what we're gonna do, take his head off. Now I got an extra cape. My extra cape. It does have a bit more body to it though. It's more C-shaped and less flat like the other one was. So that goes over there. Interesting armor here. So this pretty cool. His lower is interesting shorts. He's got like, what king has pants with one different leg than the other? Does Randor have a bad knee? What's going on? What is it? What's going on? This looks like a knee brace, like kind of like the Eternian version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Interesting pea seafoam color. So we got some legs. Oh yeah, look at that. That's got an interesting cuff on it. Got us a futuristic legs. We've got us a futuristic sort of skirting. And we have the, oh cool, look at this bracelet. Pretty cool. I like that. Who were we looking at just the other day where somebody had a machinery looking bracelet? It was a Origins, wasn't it? I'll have to go back and look at the videos. Oh, it was this fella. It was this fella. See, machine bracelet on this arm, kind of. You know, and then take the other arm off of this body. Now you've got yourself an interesting new character. Okay, this has the traditional He-Man fastens. I've learned a thing or two about getting these open. So what you want to do is tip it up. Pull on it and then push it, because you want that edge to go under. And you can also do this too. You can push it through. Yeah, there it goes. So shorter version, we're just gonna push it through from back to front, and we're gonna remove our new armor. You can cut the shoulders off of that too if you want, and have a nice little chest armor thing. Maybe make a Dr. Doom. Oh, that's a good idea, Dr. Doom. Yeah. So, an interesting torso for King Randor. Here's some legs that I put on him. They look just like the legs that he came with, only no tail hole, which is fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with him exactly, but I am going to take that arm and I'm going to take this arm. They're going to go with maybe the legs that came with it, and I might stylize the armor and snip off the shoulder bits something. I don't know. The head's alright, I guess. I mean, you be the judge. I don't know why the light looks better from in this angle, but he's kind of squat. You know? I don't know. Young Randor, I like to call him. Young Randor. You could make him some kind of barbarian in that diadem, circlet, whatever you want to call it, on his, because it's not a crown. It's on his brow, and on the brow only. But yeah, it's sort of interesting. Looks like a friend of mine. I might make him into a figure. But yeah, so got a head. Little head. A little bit ahead of the game. And that's it for this video. I'm sad that I didn't think to mention any philosophy or Zen or anything like that, but you should know you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your deeds. You are not your desires. All of those things can't be you in any way, because they're like a thunderstorm. And when a thunderstorm does, it moves in, it rains, it happens, and then it fades away. And feelings and moods and things you build and things you do and things you want all fade away. They are not part of you. And knowing that kind of helps you put a foot in the door against completely attaching yourself to feelings and moods and situations and bad times. You can be overly attached to the good times too, and that also will lead to negative things. So having no attachments doesn't mean you don't enjoy eating dinner. You don't enjoy being with your wife or your children. That's not what that means. Attachments are always useless to you. They are things you cannot really use. They are things that handicap you intellectually and spiritually. And I'm sure once you know this, you'll be able to spot what's an attachment and what isn't. There are ideas that are attachments that everybody follows just because everyone's always thought this, you know, and that in itself is an attachment. It keeps you bound to this temporary plane in which nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. Absolutely nothing stays forever. And Buddhism sounds negative, but it isn't. It's liberating. In a way, it's letting you know that you're enough, and you are. You're enough, just the way you are. Gurus don't exist to get you and turn you into an adopter of their faith. They exist to enlighten themselves by interacting with you. They need you. You're the God they see you as God, you know, looking back at them. Here's a good illustration. I've used this a lot. So, a fisherman was walking through a busy market. This is a long, long time ago in China. And they didn't call it Zen, they call it Chan, but it's the same thing. They were the ones that made it up. So, you can call it Chan if you want. So, the Zen monk is walking through the market from the other direction, and the fisherman has got a big pack on his shoulder, loaded with fish. And him and the monk bump into each other, and the fisherman's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that." "Hey, you're one of those Zen monks, aren't you?" "I know all about that." And the Zen monk, being a little arrogant, was like, "How could you possibly?" He's like, "I do." And so the Zen monk says, "All right, what is the realization of Zen?" If you think about that phrase for a second, what is the thing that happens when one realizes how the Zen works and is attainable? The trick is actually you have it already. It's nothing you can attain. It's nothing anyone can show you how to do. It's nothing anyone can teach you. All they can do is give you clues, because it is like a joke. And if they ruin the punchline, then the joke is utterly meaningless to you. But when you get the joke by yourself with minimal help, then it means something. So anyway, the Zen priest or the Zen monk guy was like, yeah, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. And the fisherman's like, oh, of course I do. And so the Zen monk's like, yeah, what is the realization of Zen? And the fisherman's like, and he takes his pack and he sets it down on the ground and he goes and looks at the monk. And the monk's like, not bad, not bad. So the monk thinks he's going to throw him a curveball. So he goes, okay, then, what is the actualization of Zen? What is it when it's a thing you've realized now it must be actualized by you? And the way that you do that is you do it the way this fisherman does it. Monk says, what is the actualization of Zen? And the fisherman doesn't say a word. He smiles real big. He picks up his pack and he puts it back on his shoulder. He walks away, just trots away. And the monk was enlightened. Notice in the story, it was the monk who needed the enlightenment and who got it. And the fisherman is like a force of nature. He's naturally enlightened, because there are a lot of naturals that just get it. They just get it from birth. They just do. And most of us, especially Westerners, our dogma and our culture confuse us and tie us with what Buddhists would call chains of iron to the world. You're a part of this world, and then you can't get away from it, and you got to do all the things we do, because that's what we do, and you have to do the same things we do. That's attachment. So the monk was enlightened by the fisherman. I think there's even a Christian equivalent in philosophy where it's like, out of the mouths of babes and idiots, God protects children and idiots and stuff like that. But out of the mouths of babes and the infirm, or that guy you think is the crazy hermit might say something wise that you can use. The least likely person, that weird dude on the subway, might just say something that means something to you and only you, and he doesn't even know it. He's a walking Buddha. He is a Buddha in the world. One way to look at it, some look at it as he chose. He was enlightened and sublimated into vapor, but he chose to come back so that he could show other people that it's a thing, that it can be done. And it's a dialogue. That's all it is. It is not a system of dogma. It's not has anything to do with gods or angels or devils or any of that. Though sometimes they're used as constructs for philosophical purposes. But that's it in a nutshell. And if you were to find the books of Zen parables, each individual Zen koan is a joke like that. Or sort of. Some of them are more jokey, and some of them are a little more serious and touchy-feely. There's one, I don't remember it distinctly, but the Zen monk is in his house, and he hears something, a slight sound behind him. And as he's meditating, he hears a thief come into his home, and the thief starts to steal all his stuff. And as he's doing it, there's a knock at the door. And the monk sees the thief in the house finally, and he's like, and he goes and he gets the door, and it's the constable. This is a long time ago, so they wouldn't have been called police, but that's basically what they were. And they're looking for a thief. And the priest says, oh, there's no thief in here, just me and my friend who's going to go to temple with me tomorrow, right, friend? And the guy's like, okay. And then, so after the police leave, the Zen monk was like, here, eat something, you're actually going to go with me tomorrow, aren't you? So, it's kind of funny that way. And I think in the end of that one, the thief follows the monk for the rest of his life. There's a few occurrences of that kind of thing happening in Zen koans. So, and that word is spelled thusly. Look those up. Those are great. There's a finite amount of them. There aren't like books and books and books and books of them. There's only like a couple hundred of these stories that have been slowly over the centuries added to the canon of stuff that they decide is meaningful. But if you want to look at it another way, the act of even doing that spoils the Zen. It pushes it just out of your grasp, like reaching for a balloon with greasy fingers, and the balloon just never lets you grab it and gets further away the more you reach, because you're pushing it when you reach. Same thing with Zen. If you think there's a method, if you think there's a secret, if you think there's any kind of machination, any way you need to earn it, somehow you have to work for it, you're wrong. You're just plain wrong. It's not like it's just you. You are it. That's the joke. That's the punchline. You're everything. I think in Sanskrit the phrase is tatvamasi, that thou art, or thou art that, meaning you're all of that. You're all that. Not even the bag of chips, because the bag of chips is included in all that. Anyway, what a good Nickelodeon show that was. I'll be seeing you guys. Look at this. This was a few days after my last video. I must be on a roll. Yeah, I don't like it when I let like 6 weeks go by and I haven't made a video. But the ADHD make even doing things you like to do is just as bad as things you don't want to do. So, like, it doesn't pick favorites. You're going to screw yourself somehow. And probably in both ways. You're not doing work and you're not doing play. You're just... So yeah, I have trouble with that. So, but just have a good relationship with your friends and have a good relationship with your psychologist and psychiatrist as well. Learn the vocabulary. Tell them in as much detail as you could possibly, you know what I mean? Prepare for it like it's the worst or most important job interview ever. Know the right words. It behooves you to do this. But also, stay in touch with yourself. Because you have the power. And you always have.